Hey friends, Nora here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be covering a composition rule that is guaranteed to elevate every outfit you put together. Now, this composition rule is going to make your outfit give exactly what you want it to give. Now, let's think of a time where you were putting an outfit together and something just fell off. You don't know why it fell off, but it did. Well, you might be hard on yourself and think that you are failing at fashion, when in reality, it has nothing to do with fashion failure. It actually has very little to do with fashion failure, but rather it's your brain's way of seeking visual balance. So in order for us to understand how the brain works and how to give an outfit the visual balance that it needs, we need to understand this rule. And the rule we're talking about today is what they call the 2/3 rule of styling. Now we're going to talk about what it has to do with your brain and why asymmetry is going to be your secret weapon. Before we get into the fashion component and start talking about the styling hack, I want to quickly cover the brain with you. Many people don't know this, but our brain takes in around 11 million bits of information per second, of which consciously we only process around 40. That means your brain is constantly filtering, shortcutting, and grouping things to make sure it makes sense of what it sees. And the region that's responsible for all that is called your occipital lobe. Now, our occipital lobe lies right behind our heads, underneath the skull, as part of the higher order of functioning, and it's responsible for all the visual information that you gather. It's like your visual editor-in-chief. And when it comes to your outfits, it knows what's right before you do. Now let's talk about how your brain actually organizes all the information that it's looking at. And to do so, we're going to be covering what they call Gestalt psychology. Gestalt psychology explains how the brain processes visuals. And what's interesting about it is, according to this theory, it says that our brains typically process visuals as wholes and not parts. Now, to demonstrate this, I want to quickly bring this onto the screen, and I want you to take a few seconds to see if you're able to read the following statement. Isn't that amazing that you were just able to read that? Well, according to Gestalt psychology, you were only able to read that because your brain grouped the letters into whole words. And as long as the last letter of that word is there, your brain will fill in the blanks. And in fashion, it's the same deal. Your brain doesn't see top and bottom. It sees the entire silhouette. And when it lacks structure or proportions, it's going to feel unfinished. Now, to understand this, we need to understand the 4 grouping strategies that help us understand what is happening in our outfits. And the 4 grouping strategies are similarity, proximity, continuity, and closure. Now, let's look at similarity and styling, right? When you're using similarity as a grouping strategy, if it sees an outfit that's kind of too matchy, what your brain is going to interpret is that it's boring. And the reason it's going to be boring is because it's lacking contrast. There's no visual interest to the outfit. When you think of proximity and styling, what you're going to want to go for is a crop top and high-waisted pants, because the brain's interpretation of that outfit, of a crop top and high-waisted pants, is going to be seen as one clean visual unit. So your outfit needs to let the eye move smoothly as it's viewing from top to bottom. Now, I want you to think about long lines and layered texture. When the eye is looking at an outfit that's intentional and has continuity, it's going to create that flow and that balance, that visual balance that we're looking for. So the last grouping strategy is going to be closure. Now, when it comes to closure, remember, your brain is looking for something to be complete. So you're going to want to think about a belt, a crop top, or even taking a top that you already have on and half tucking it. You don't have to tuck the back, just tuck the front, because by doing that, you're going to complete and give the shape of the outfit. Now, I want to share with you guys a fundamental rule in fashion, okay? And that is, there is no such thing as perfect symmetry. When it comes to symmetry in fashion, it is non-existent, okay? And that is consistent across the board. Anything that's symmetry is going to create zero visual interest. There is no flow, there is no continuity. So we don't want symmetry. What we want is intentional asymmetry. So let's put this in perspective. If you take an outfit, right, and that is equally distributed, 50 top, 50 bottom, right, what's going to happen is that your brain is going to see no continuity, no flow, no hierarchy, no direction. And because of that, your eye will get bored. Literally, your eye will get bored. And it's going to be like, what is happening here? Because you're not allowing your brain to, again, have that nice flow, that continuation that we are looking for in an outfit. Now, I want you to think about the artist Picasso. Now, you might be wondering, what does Picasso have anything to do with it? Well, Picasso was the master of asymmetry. And if you actually look at all his artwork, it's all about asymmetry. And that asymmetry created an imbalance, right? But that imbalance created interest. It created a visual interest. It kept the eye moving. And I say that all to say that that is precisely why the 2/3 rule of styling works. The 2/3 rule of styling is going to not only give you structure, it's going to give you movement. And by doing that, it's going to create visual interest. So we finally reached the part of the video where we're going to talk about what the 2/3 rule of dressing is. So the 2/3 rule of dressing is a styling hack. It's a composition rule. It's a fashion rule. However you want to phrase it in your mind to help you remember this. It is a rule that is typically used in art and design. And what it basically says is that a ratio 2-to-1 is more visually pleasing than a 50-50 split. So in fashion, this means that your top and bottom should take up 2/3 of your outfit, and the other 1/3 acts as an accent. And by doing this, it's going to add more flow, more interest, and more harmony. So now that you know that, there's going to be no more that something feels off in your outfit. Rather, it's all going to be about intentional styling. Let me give you a few outfit ideas that nail this rule without trying too hard. You can do high-waisted trousers with a blouse, oversized blazer and biker shorts, maxi dress, and a crop jacket. Now let's bring this all back together and bring it back to science. The 2/3 rule works because it satisfies your brain's need for closure, continuity, and visual balance. And your brain literally is always styling with you. Now keep in mind, what we're discussing here has nothing to do with trends. It's all about psychology-backed information and applying it to your closet and in order for you to make sense of how to put outfits together. All right, fashion lovers, now it's your turn. Next time you're putting an outfit together, I want you to ask yourself, where is my 2/3? Give it a shot, tag me, let me know how it works out, leave a comment below. And remember, if you love fashion and psychology, this is your home. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, so this way you never miss out on a video. Like, share, and do everything that is necessary to push this video out into the algorithm world. Thank you guys so much for being here. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.